Hello, my fellow Americans. In today's video, we're going to talk about illegal immigration. Now, when most of you think of illegal immigration, I'm sure you think of the problems going on at our southern border. But the fact of the matter is, a good portion of illegal immigration to this country doesn't come through the southern border. A lot of it is actually people who come here legally on visas, work permits, and such, and don't leave when those expire or don't get them renewed. Now, those people aren't coming from the southern border. I mean, some of them might drive up from the southern border, but a lot of them are here from planes, boats, even traveling from Canada, potentially. So the crisis isn't just at our southern border. Now, the biggest issue with illegal immigration is the fact of how we deal with that, how we treat it. Now, a lot of people, and bear with me here, a lot of people think the solution is build a wall on the southern border. But the fact of the matter is, walls don't work. There's plenty of videos showing that people crossing the walls at the southern border, climbing right over them, going through them even, going around. There's oceans on either side. You can go around that wall. And even tunneling under them. The fact of the matter, walls don't work because the deterrence isn't there. The only thing that makes walls work is the repercussions of crossing that boundary. And good examples of this, gated community, walls around the White House, or gubernatorial mansions, for example. If you cross those, there are punishments for doing so. Well, when crossing the southern border wall, what's the punishment? There really isn't one. The closest we as a nation have come in years has been catch and release protocols. Send them back to their own country. We don't have actual punishments for coming and staying in this country illegally, whether that be from the southern border, the northern border, by boat, by plane. We don't punish people for entering and staying in this country illegally. As a matter of fact, a lot of times we reward them. There are benefits that, and I know it's not politically correct, illegal immigrants, but we're not going to dance around it and try and church it up and politically correct it. Undocumented. Yes, they're undocumented. But they are illegal. Broke the law. Hence the term illegal. But anyways, I am getting slightly sidetracked there. We give benefits to illegal immigrants that some American citizens themselves cannot get. American citizens that have worked their entire lives in this country and blood, sweat, and tears to help build this nation. And they get denied benefits that we give to people who break the law initially to get here. We reward illegal behavior. Now, what are the solutions that we can handle? Well, the easiest, plain and simple of it, that actually solves more issues than just immigration crisis, is we cut those benefits. Don't give any good reason to come here illegally. Don't reward bad behavior. Take away the benefit. Take away the handouts in that regard. And I hate the term handouts, honestly. It's just such a cruddy term. But it's very befitting in this circumstance. Take away the reasons for coming here. Now, a lot of the people who come to this country illegally are believed to do so because they're trying to escape a terrible situation in their current life, where they're at. Bad governments, wars, cartels. And you might ask yourself, well, if things are that bad, even if they didn't have those benefits, coming to America is certainly still better for them. And yes, that's true. it would still be better. If you're escaping situations like that to go to any nation that doesn't face things like constant war and death all around you, yeah, you're automatically moving up. But there are people that if you take the incentives of the benefits away, the dangerous, arduous journey to come here just isn't worth it anymore. Now, some more things that would definitely help this situation. And I know I said about, a lot of illegals coming here on visas legally and staying and stuff, but the easiest way to address right now, we're going to specifically address the southern border crisis, because that's what everybody always thinks of, so why don't we focus on that for a moment here? There was a policy, and it was not long ago, actually in the last presidential era, of having immigrants stay in the countries they pass through first. If Mexico's the first country you enter, you have to stay in Mexico and before you can come to the U.S. and et cetera, further south. That policy needs brought back. That is essential. Why are we letting people who claim they're escaping persecution come into our country when they pass through 1, 2, 3, several countries where they already escaped that persecution and that hardship? Why are they making the journey even further and through more countries to come to ours? Now, I hate to sound heartless, but we have to turn people away. It might be selfish as a nation, but we need to take care of our own people first. We should not be giving benefits to people who are not American citizens if we can't afford to give those benefits to American citizens. And that includes the general living here scenario. There's a lot of Americans that can't afford to live in our country. But we can have illegals afford to live here and benefit and succeed. And before anybody jumps to the wrong conclusions about my thoughts on immigration, I have no problem with immigration in general. If you want to come to this country, good. Yes, please do so. But do so legally. Go through the proper channels if you want to be an American citizen. Nobody will turn you away. I can't say that. Let me finish the thought. But nobody will turn you away if you do it legally. That's probably a lie, because there are very bigoted people in this country. And all around the world, for that matter. But no good, decent American will fault you for coming to America legally. And nor should you be. But if you are doing it illegally, there should be ramifications for that. It should not just be, all right, here, you can have benefits that we don't give our citizens. All right, here, you're fine. This needs addressed. It needs handled. Not just at the southern border, across the entire nation. If you came to this country illegally, or you are staying here illegally, you are breaking the law. That is in and of itself criminal, and should be treated as such, not rewarded. Now, it's a very deep subject matter of how do you punish people who do that illegally? Death penalty? Jesus, no, what are we, monsters? It wasn't that bad. A fine? If they're coming here, they probably don't have anything to their name to pay the fine. How do we deal with that? How do we address that? That might actually be more of a foreign relations issue, where you can't punish the individual themselves necessarily, but you can punish the nation. You can, when they travel through Mexico and other countries for that matter, to come here and aren't stopped in those nations. Punish the nations that didn't take them in. Punish the nation they came from. Now, how do you do that? Again, that's a foreign relations issue, and that's not the subject matter for today, even though the two kind of go hand in hand in this sense. Now, like I said, the point is something needs done. Giving rewards and thinking that you're going to put a stop to a situation, they're completely contradictory. Any parent can tell you that. You don't reward a child, or anybody for that matter, and think that they're going to look at that and go, "I better not do that again. I got candy." That's the complete opposite of human nature. That's the opposite of what psychologically makes sense. You can't give good things and expect people to turn away from it. You need to do the opposite. Take the benefit away. Take that good away and put some sort of punishment in its place. Now, like I said, what do we do? It's a lot to address there. There's a lot to unpack, how that's handled, and that is not the sort of subject matter that should be in any one person's hands. I, even as president, should not be the one that is single-handedly deciding what sort of punishment is befitting this or any crime for that matter. That's the sort of thing that you need to get in touch with your congressmen, your representatives. If you have an idea, tell them, why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we handling this? And this, while we're going off subject, this applies to more than just immigration. This is for any subject matter. Get in touch with your congressmen, your representatives, and such. Tell them what you want. Tell them what you need. Tell them what you believe the country needs. And on that subject matter, in 2024, when you're voting for president, tell everybody what you want when you vote for president and who you vote for. Now, I'm sorry that the end of this video has completely gotten off subject matter. There are so many subjects, and they intertwine in certain ways, and you can just start talking and end up, completely off track. And that happens to me sometimes, and that's happening in this video, and I apologize for that. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.